When I first started to come to Sandy Beach to camp 18 years ago, I would come in and buy back issues of the River News Herald, which is printed in Rio Vista, California. It's a little weekly paper, and I really enjoyed it. I would come, and they may not have known me by name, but they knew me by face when I'd come in and chit-chat with them and buy 8, 10, 12, 16 back issues, and I'd drive out to Sandy Beach and I'd spend a few days reading them. I thought, the sun's out now. I thought, hell, I'm going to be in Stockton here for a while. I'll start subscribing. So Sunday when I was out here, I went to the McDonald's Chevron who sells them, and they didn't have any. And then I went to Lyra's to buy some sodas, and I asked about the paper, and the guy said, yeah, the paper went tits up in 2019, and, well, they're trying to sell the building, and they're closed, and, you know, I always, first off, nobody's going to buy this building, so somebody has an albatross. Secondly, there are a number of empty storefronts in Rio Vista up and down Main Street. So this is a town like so many that I saw in the Midwest, of just a struggling downtown, empty storefronts, empty buildings, no real employment. A very difficult time here for the city, but the paper's closed. I always thought it would be way cool to either own the paper or somehow write for the paper, even as like a guest columnist or something. I didn't want any money for it. I just wanted to see myself in print. So anyway, that's not going to happen here. So we'll press on in Rio Vista and see what's next. Now I'm going to talk about Humphrey before I forget for the 15th time. God, that incessant clicking. I've got problems in my ventilation in this car. Anyway, Humphrey was a big deal for 4 or 5 weeks or so. Humphrey was a whale that came up the Sacramento, came under the Golden Gate, and eventually up the Sacramento River into right around Rio Vista. And it was just an absolute media sensation. Damn near every Sacramento and San Francisco newscast opened up with, what did Humphrey do today? And it got so bad the Coast Guard had to go out and not only remind people that, you know, getting too close to Humphrey violated federal Marine Act laws, but oh God, sidetracked. He's a wild animal. Christ, what are you doing getting close to him? So it was a big deal. People loved Humphrey. School kids would, draw Humphrey in their class and all kinds of stuff like that. And then one day Humphrey decided, hey, I'm out of here. And Humphrey flew the coop. God love Humphrey. So that was Humphrey the Whale. That's the Humphrey the Whale story that I got kind of sidetracked on the last time I was out here. Lyra's is a supermarket here in Rio Vista, and they have an excellent meat market. I've bought countless excellent steaks here and took them out to Sandy Beach. If you remember, maybe those of you who went to Tahoe years ago, Lyra's had a grocery store almost at state line. God, there's a big goddamn hotel there, the DoubleTree, I think, and then a big development where the where the tram goes up to the top of the mountain at Heavenly stops there now. It's entirely different, but that's where Lyra's used to be. So I asked about it the other day, and they said, no, the only there is now is here in Rio Vista. So there's one more thing that I want to talk about, and then we're going to probably head out of town and we're going to go to Rio Vista Farms, which is not, it's in Rio Vista, it's in the city limits, but it's kind of out where the city hoped there'd be an industrial park to generate some tax revenue, and well, you'll see when I get there. The restaurant here, Tortilla Flats, Marie and I have eaten at a bunch of times in our stays here at Flag City. They opened up a restaurant where Taco Bell used to be in Flag City, and if I think about it, I'll drive past it. And well, while I'm here, let me talk about the laundry. I've done laundry here too, and the laundry is hell of expensive because Rio Vista doesn't have enough sewer capacity. And in the development west of town, in the retirement development that we'll drive past, they've got like 2 separate sewer systems, and they don't interconnect. So the one here in town down by Sandy Beach is overwhelmed, and there's no way to tie the 2 together because they didn't spend the money, because Rio Vista's run by idiots and always has been. So it's expensive to do laundry here because of the costs of treating the wastewater. But Tortilla Flats, and they have good food, and though we haven't been here since, obviously, since the virus, opened up a restaurant with a little bit different menu where Taco Bell used to be, but in Flag City. But I'm going to show you, if I remember, you know my memory. They're not on the main street, and they just, every time we go, and they turned it into a sit-down restaurant, people would either walk in thinking it was Taco Bell, and then they'd walk out, or they'd stay for service, and they just didn't come back. There was hardly ever more than 2 or 3 other tables, if there was that many, and many times it was just Marie and I alone, and we said even then, they're losing their ass. So it's a different type of Mexican place now, which if I think about it, I'll run some film when we get back to Flag City. So that's what I wanted to talk about here. We're going to head to Rio Vista Farms next.